Is there another motive there where they somehow, I don't know, figured out a sort of controlled chaos kind of relationship in theory with the region to kind of ensure this system goes? I don't know how stable it is, but is that fair? It always feels like sort of a clash of sort of pure strategic thinking that America would support Israel, because isn't it causing so many problems for them there? Does that, you know?
Well, I think it's actually not, in the sense that Israel really is playing that role. And it exemplified that in 1967 in terms of its ability to really act in the interests of the US and other Western states in the region at that time and post 67, as I've said. So, this kind of, we see, for example, in Egypt at this moment, Nasser is there in 67, but he dies soon after. We see then coming into power Anwar Sadat, and then later Hosni Mubarak, and these different successive military, they're all drawn from the Egyptian military, actually start to normalize their relations with Israel, again under American auspices. So, there's, peace agreements between Egypt and Israel, similarly with Jordan and Israel. I think kind of the role that Israel comes to play at that moment really is very clear. And there are, you can look at, for example, Alexander Haig, who made this statement. He was Secretary of State under Reagan. Made that statement: Israel is an aircraft carrier that carries no American soldiers. Joe Biden said something similar in the early 80s, where he said, if Israel didn't exist, we'd have to create it. It's the best investment we can make. This kind of strategic utility of Israel becomes very clear. And in many ways, it's akin to the role that South African apartheid played in the African continent. Again, backed by the Americans and the British through the 60s, 70s, and all the way up to the fall of the apartheid regime in 1994. I mean, that kind of outpost, which is dependent upon external support, Israel becomes the major recipient of US military and financial aid globally.